previously, last time, we built this first part of the second part of... Oh, Meowdy Elmo, good to see you, friend. So here is where we are currently. We're working more on this part of the crest. Before too long, I won't be able to show all of it off at once. It's huge! Huge, I tell you! Huge! So of course, as usual, we're starting with these Technic pieces. Yeah, of course, I only noticed that I typoed the Twitter going live message whenever I copied it and was putting stuff on Discord, and I was like, Som? Going live with Som Lego at lunch. Oops. Very big oops. So, like normal, we are gonna start out with the black stuff to outline the stuff and things. So we got 3. Gonna put this little outline right here. And that goes diagonal down for 1, 2, and 3. Meowdy, Scorpion! How are you doing, Duck? Good to see ya, friend, and welcome to the City of Electric Sheep. One thing I did not do was get a sheep sound effect. That's on my agenda, but it wasn't quite as high up as some of the things, like programming the thing to where instead of going to a different scene, these things just pop up around me. Yeah. That's one of the things I worked on. Oh, so that is kind of catty corner right there. Interesting. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, Scorpion. I hope that you have a good... My lunchtime. I know it is definitely not lunchtime for either of y'all. It would be very, very late lunch. For both of us. Playing a game in Wild. Ooh, nice. Yeah. I have been having a good day at work. I had a meeting earlier. That was fun. Yeah. Just doing the work thing. Boring work days are good because it means that things haven't blown up. Like I'm just doing the normal things, not the scramble, oh my gosh, everything's on fire, what can we do? Oh, homemade salsa, that sounds delicious. Oh no, I'm sorry that your Wild game isn't doing so well, Scorpion. What deck are you playing in Wild? I haven't been playing as much Wild so far this season. I'm only in gold, but I've been playing a little bit more standard. I was Diamond 1 earlier in standard and have since fallen, but I've been having fun. So there are a total of 2 red pieces for this entire thing. So since we're right here, I'm going ahead and putting them in. It's a little snake's little tongue that's doing its thing. This entire, all 3 panels for the entire thing, there are only 2 studs of red. Hence why I went ahead and just pulled 2 of them out and was like, yeah, I'm gonna just take care of this right now. Speaking of taking care of this, let's do 1, 2, 3 up. And do this one that's kind of floating a little bit. So that's 1, 2, 3 down. And we got 4. Bronze still, nice. Yeah, I love whenever I'm in bronze because it's okay, well, if I lose, I don't lose any stars. Like, it takes so much of the pressure off. It really does. Yeah, so until the past couple months, I have ended my wild stuff and had an 11 times multiplier in wild. Not so much the case this time. I lost my 11x. It's okay. I did it because I was having fun. Was punished for having fun. 1, 2. Okay, so I've got 3 so far. I guess I don't really need to worry about counting those so much because it's just connecting to here. So there's a total of 1 more. And then we connect it on through into that one. Getting our outlines in. Let's go. Outline achieved. Oh, yeah, that would definitely do it. That would make that a much harder matchup for you for sure. So there aren't a ton of these dark silver pieces on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that too. So we're filling in these that we outlined here. And then we're highlighting stuff over here and here. So this one's just filling in. Nice and easy. Yeah, both of those would be very tough. Not sure which one would be tougher, truthfully. Double secret removal from the priest, too. Woof. Okay, so then we'll highlight this area here. Oh. So we got our outline on, and then we're just highlighting this little part right here. So that highlights down there. We highlight the outside of this and the outside of that. So not too much dark silver in this one. On this panel, at least. I believe that there's more in a coming panel, if I recall correctly. Yeah, exactly. Having fun. That is the name of the game. Having fun. That is why I play the games that I play. Even though I'm relatively competitive, like, at the end of the day, the fun is the important part. It's a game. Oh, did I? Oh, I put this one slightly out because that's supposed to go like that. That's the one that goes like that. There we go. We fixed it. We fixed it. Okay, now we've got our dark silver outlines done. Just regular gray is also kind of just outlining. So I'll do some of those outlines. Oh, yeah. Whenever that Highlander combo priest gets Polkelt, that's GG. Oh, and double Kazakis. Crystals. Fresh from Kazakis. Was that Cabal Crystal Runner? Like, shrieked it? Don't worry, I won't shriek it. I know that card hasn't been relevant in ages in Wild or outside of Wild or anything, but whenever I think of Kazakis, to this day, like whenever I see an opponent playing it, I think of that. Oh, am I one off here too? Yep, sure enough. Well, good thing we got this little crowbar. I haven't been straight up off in ages. It happens sometimes. Come on, little crowbar. You can do it. So let's go ahead and pop all of these buddies off. And then we just move them one over. Because that is how much we were off by. And there we go. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Much better. But yeah, that also means that that's off now. There we go. Doomsday averted. Doomsday Averted is a song by Rasputina. They were one of my favorite bands for a long time. And now they're like practically impossible to find stuff. Like their website even is down, and it makes me really sad. Yeah, one of those brick removers. So this one has this little crowbar looking thing as one, which actually makes it a lot easier. The brick remover that it came with is a big chunky one. But, you know, you can still use the end to pop stuff off too. But since you're doing so much with individual studs, this thing is way more useful. Fun fact. I mean, it's still not very easy, but much more useful. All of these little individual studs are so tiny. Like, I did not think that this piece was going to be half as huge as it's going to be. And then I started putting it together and it was like, oh, this is going to be massive, isn't it? That was a great revelation. Okay, so we leave one here for the silver, which means we go over, up 2. Yeah, whenever it gets dusty. Yeah, I mean, I'll use some, you know, dusting solution. I've got a whatchamacallit, like a it's kind of like a little mini vacuum, but it does it the other way. So instead of buying canned air and canned air and canned air, instead of all of that, I've got this like duster, little like thing. But since all of these are down here really well, I imagine that that's what I'll use. Yeah, vacuum itself would be problematic though. So true. Okay, now we're getting to the parts where we've got a lot of stuff. Ooh, could glue everything on. True. So now we've got a lot of the silver. Dropped a stud down. There we go. So we got a lot of this one. So it's going pretty much everywhere down here. It's highlighting this area. Going up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be putting this on the wall whenever I finish it, though. That's going to be fun. Yeah, would have to restart. That could be a fun thing. That could be fun. But yeah, probably won't be doing that, at least initially. Yeah, I'll try the little thing that... So it's basically, you know, like the duster, like canned air stuff. I have this little thing that replaced that. That just kind of like blows air. But instead of buying a whole bunch of those things that, you know, then throw away, then throw away, then throw away, only had to buy the one thing and have been using that ever since. Super duper handy. Not sponsored. Like there was any question about that. Oh, sure. That works. Thanks. But that's the one that I'm kind of thinking about using because it's like the canned air, duster, air type stuff. So that's what I'll probably use. So it's just straight up diagonal except for right here where it kind of bows out a tiny bit. Now on the other side though, it is just straight up diagonal this whole way. Because it's highlighting that just gray one that we put in earlier. So it's funny, the snake itself in this one is not green. The snake itself is like gray or dark gray. I'm not sure. We haven't done the snake yet. But it's the like outline of the snake that's green, which is like fascinating to me. Because I was really thinking that the snake would be, and then like whenever we started actually doing it, like this is the snake right here. Just odd. All right, so we kind of highlight through here. And once we finish highlighting this area, everything else will be green. But we need to highlight in here and here. Yeah, is the Slytherin snake a basilisk? Like, I know that the monster in the Chamber of Secrets was a basilisk, right? Like, for sure. But I didn't remember the snake itself being one. I could just be mistaken, though. Oh, I missed a dark silver. Dark silver went one further. Actually, in all of these places. Nope, two of them. Just two of them. Because then right here, silver goes a little bit more like that. Yeah, there we go. Two up, over, two. Skip three, right there. Perfect. Nailed it. I'm going to go ahead and leave a lot of these silver ones out because I have a feeling that we are going to be using some more. Even though it's not in this panel. Poured out the majority of this green because we are entering the portion where we are going to be using a lot of green. Yo, Sprocket, thanks for the work and lurk, buddy. Cat jam indeed. The cat jam. So the for the uninitiated, there is Twitch extensions for BTTV and Franker Faces. And Cat Jam is an animated emote that you use with BTTV. So if you don't have that extension installed or animated emotes enabled, then you'll just see text. But otherwise, you'll see that cat a jammin'. And now we fill in the green. So this is the penultimate day, probably, of using the green. I imagine we'll do 3 panels today. I'm hoping to do 3 tomorrow as well. And that'll finish up the Slytherin portion of the crest. That's my goal. We'll see if we get there. Oh, you don't like the cat jam cat? That's unfortunate. He's so cute. He's jamming out. Little duder. He's having so much fun jamming. And filling them on in. Cat jam intensifies. Cat jamming everywhere. Let's go. And since this part is just filling in, there's no real kind of rhyme or reason to the way that I'm doing these, because this is all filling in. I guess I could start kind of up here, so that as we're going down, it kind of illuminates more stuff. That would make sense. That would make sense indeed. Yeah, so the crest is from the Lego website. So there are so it's like an individual one has 4 different alternate builds, one for each of the different houses. So it's basically like a house crest for each one. Or if you get all 4 of them, then they actually have alternate instructions for this, for the big overall crest. But like these instructions don't even come like in the box. They're official Lego instructions and all of that. Like I got it from Lego's website and all that good stuff. But yeah, I don't even have like paper for this. Oh, nice. Yeah, they are a little expensive. I'm embarrassed to say that part. But I mean, for me, it's totally worth. Especially for how huge it's gonna be. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be massive. And it's going on the wall. You know it. Okay. So we are finished with part 1. Got the little snake head right there and some of the coils. Part of the crest outside right there. All that kind of stuff. So we also are doing 2 more panels today. So we will put the Technic pieces in first. Get those on in. Oh, and I completely put the second part in the wrong spot. My bad. Oops. There we go. Much better. And center it on up. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to start like I normally do with outlining. Grab the black ones. So we've got just 2 right here. So it looks like this is kind of more coils of the snake. just more coils. Pop those on there. Let's see. I think this will probably be easier if we skip 4. So we've got 4 in between there. And then that is 3 tall. And then overlap 1 stud. And down. Whoop. And then the rest of this goes up, and it does not overlap any more studs. It's that diagonal right there. So this part does not overlap. Just has that diagonal. Okay. Good. And now we do the other kind of snake coils. So we've got 2, 4 right there. Down and over and down and over. And then it goes down 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So that's 5 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the rest of that is diagonal. And that should leave it with 3 below. Perfect. Yeah, and so with that one set, your colleague will be able to build one of whichever house she wants. She or he wants. Have to get 4 of them for the whole thing. So it has a whole lot of different alternate builds, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now we're done with all of those. Yeah, exactly. Well, and you saw it. So, but each of the individual ones, like, instead of it being like, oh, having like a little bit of the H, like we'll get to here, where it has like that red H bit, it won't have that, right? Which is good because it would look funky individually. That would look really weird individually. Oh, we didn't completely finish with the black. My bad. We almost did. But I missed this bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll come back to the black. Actually, right now, I'm going to do that first. So this is 4. And then 2. And then 2 and then 1. So there's the 2. There's the 2. Oh, second. There we go. Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind, for sure. 1, and then a diagonal for 2 tall. So that should be 2, 4, 6 below, 2, 4, 6. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. So, speaking of, we'll go ahead and do that. 2. If I can actually do it in the right spot. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1 next to that one. Diagonal up 2. Diagonal 2 vertical. Yeah, tomorrow should be halfway done. So essentially halfway done. Once we get all of the like actual crest bits done, there's also a part that is basically like the frame, right? But it doesn't have you do the frame until you've got everything else done. So you do all of the frame at once. So I can imagine that that'll take a whole lot of time. It looks like that's just something that more than anything else is going to take up a lot of space, which is why they did it all at once. But I haven't done it yet. So we shall see. Essentially halfway done after tomorrow. And we're going to need some more of that dark silver. Yo, thanks so much for the follow. BLZD. Welcome to the City of Electric Sheep. All right. So that kind of goes in and over. Hype. Thanks for hyping that up, Scorpion. Much obliged. So that's 2 up, 2 up. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And Meowdy Exile, good to see you too, friend. Yeah, all about that F2K Comnet love. F2K Comnet is my stream team. They are awesome and cool. Case in point, check out the LZD. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so all of those are 2 vertical. Check it. And then this outlines this part here. We're about to get to the parts that are a little bit more visually stimulating. We're just doing the outlining stuff right now, right? Exactly. And just about done outlining. So this is more of that snake coil. Yeah, so this is, we're putting together this ginormous Lego set that will eventually be the Hogwarts Crest, which is on my left, but you're right. So like right here. That is what it will eventually be. We are... So this is the first part of this bit. Yeah, here we go. Here's basically where we are so far. As I said, it is going to be massive. Yeah, I'm a collector. I don't really sell any of it. Not really a seller, just a collector myself. No shade to sellers. I just collect. Yeah, I'll do gray next. Put that in there. Yeah, I can't really imagine me selling any of them either. I'm glad that sellers exist, because that's how I get some of my Lego and the like aftermarket stuff, but definitely not my thing. Oh, do I have to choose Lego or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? I definitely love both of them. Definitely love both. Yo, Meowdy Psycho, good to see you, friend. Oh, I have to choose? Oh, God. One has to go? Man. I I refuse to engage in a choice between the two. Actively refuse. They're both amazing. I won't do it. Scorpion has no sort of reservations about that. It's just like, I mean, you know, I'm not happy about it, but fair. See you, Scorpion. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Look forward to seeing you later in my next lunchtime. Oh, so that one actually goes right up to that one. Interesting. Interesting. So now the part that's silver is just along that diagonally. Okay. And then this diagonal connects there. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, did have to get 4 separate packages. Yep. It was intense. So I actually didn't realize that at first. So I ordered originally just one. And actually, you know, like it was on back order even, right? So it was straight up on back order. And like right after I had ordered it, I'm looking at the instructions for this version of it, right? So not just the you know, one, but I was like, oh, you know, I wonder what that is. So I was looking at the instructions and I'm like, oh no, I have to buy more. So I bought the overall, you know, I put more in, you know, since it was on back order though, it was all through like the official Lego site, right? In January they had a, like, you know, you buy however much in like Harry Potter Lego and you get the Monster Book of Monsters like included. So just one of them was enough to meet that threshold. So Monster Book of Monsters was included in that one. And then whenever I bought the 3, the Monster Book of Monsters was included in that one. But since I didn't buy, you know, those ones 3 separate ones, like, you know, that one only had 1 Monster Book of Monster there. Well, then I also separately got the Burrow, and that one was enough for the Monster Book of Monsters as well. So now I have 3 Monster Books of Monsters. I've been thinking about doing like some sort of a giveaway for one of them, and then I would make one, and then I'd have one to just like hold on to, like packaged. But like the logistics of doing a giveaway, you know, like is confusing, right? Like I'm not sure how to actually do that thing. I need to hit up Guy Grumpy. He's one of my friends who does a lot of giveaway type stuff, and see like if there's like a good way to do that thing. Cause you know, I don't want to like, you know, put a return address and like dox myself. That would be a poor choice. But at the same time, like I'm not gonna build 3 separate Monster Books of Monsters. And I like holding on to one of them prepackaged seems like plenty for me. So I do want to figure out how to do that thing, but not sure exactly how to do it. Yeah, I do live in the sprawl. That much is true. But yeah, having like IRL name and all that kind of stuff, it just seems like that would be a poor choice. But I also want to give back, you know? I don't know. It'd be a fun thing. That does remind me to hit up Guy Grumpy about that, though, because I've been meaning to do that. So next, after this, may actually be a sheep brickhead, but that's still probably like a ways away. Because, you know, after tomorrow, if everything goes according to plan, we'll be halfway done. Oh, could do a P.O. box. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. So after tomorrow should be halfway done with the interiors. Like I was saying just a little bit earlier, the outside, and you know, it has like a whatchamacallit, like basically a frame, right? Sorry about that. So for all intents and purposes, basically halfway done with the interior at the very least. Could always do a Star Destroyer next. I love the Star Destroyer sets. Like, I've never actually put one together, but I love how they look. Like, they look super cool. It'll be a while before I kind of get to that point, though. Yeah, I was actually talking with Sprocket a little bit ago, and it's like, okay, well, the UCS Millennium Falcon is for sale again on the official Lego shop. Like, it's there. For back order. You know, not immediate, but like, you know, by the end of the month. A, I just don't know where I'd put it, right? But B, man, I don't know that I can afford like an $800 set. I want to, but A, going back to A, the same A, really, like that Millennium Falcon needs to be displayed if you get it, right? Has to be. Has to be. But I don't know where I would properly display it. Like, the display shelves behind me are cool, but like, they're not very deep. It wouldn't fit width-wise. Maybe because I've got like a basically dresser type stuff to my side. Maybe on top of there? I don't know. Whoa, Psycho saw where someone made a Star Destroyer using 35,000 pieces, like straight up had an interior and everything. That sounds sick. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out. So the general rule of thumb, and this one is a little cheaper price per piece. But generally, the rule of thumb is that sets typically cost about 10 cents per piece. So, I mean, I know that the one that Psycho that you're talking about, you know, someone made themselves. So, you know, there's not like a official stuff. But 35,000 is a lot. Yo, Rue, how would you even see the interior? It's inside the Star Destroyer. So whenever people typically do that, it's like a little like hinge type thing that opens up. I've made a couple of the smaller, not UCS, unfortunately, Millennium Falcons where like different pieces either open up, or like the kind of older one with the little like curved plates, it straight up pops up like that, and has like one little Technic piece in the middle, like one of these buddies. But it's like the one with the brick that goes up, and that's where the whole thing just kind of connects. But one that big, I imagine that it's different panels that open up even. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I wish I was more inventive, like in doing my own kind of builds, but I'm really not. Like, I'm typically decently fast at putting stuff together. Like the Hogwarts behind me, the UCS one. I mean, it's not technically called UCS, but for all intents and purposes, it's a UCS set. um, like I put that together in like a night and a half, and that was like after work. Oh, an AT-AT built like that. That would be tight. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Lego, the UCS stats. Oh, yeah, there is some it's basically like AutoCAD, but for Legos and has like a whole bunch of the different like pieces and stuff. That would be fun to play around with. That would be really fun to play around with. I need to look into that a bit more. I know a few people do things kind of like that, where they do that and then they like sell the instructions and everything. That's pretty cool. I don't think I would ever get into like selling the instructions, but okay. So we've got, this is our part 2. If I can orient things correctly. This is our, oh wow, I'm all sorts of thrown off. Okay. So part 1, select that. Part 2, like this. Here's where we are so far. Oh. Okay. That brings us to part 3 for the day. Final part of the day. Of course, we start off by putting in the Lego Technic pieces. Yeah, we got that snake action. Let's go. It actually looks like a snake now. Cool. We got these. Line that on up. And we typically start, and I'm going to continue that tradition, with the outlines. So this outline is in black. So black on black, you won't be able to see a whole lot of it, which is why I get this part out of the way first. Rather than filling stuff in later. You know, yeah, it's not quite as fun to watch, this part of it, unfortunately. It's huge. I know, right? So much bigger than I thought it was going to be too. 3. Okay, so pretty much all of these are 1 overlap, 2 wide. How many of those 2 steps are there? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 more 2 steps. It really is ginormous, isn't it? Okay, so if we did this correctly, 2, 4, 6. Let's check. 2, 4, 6. Solid? Okay. Good. And then this part goes vertical until there's only 2 spaces below it. Now, on my little preview, we had a little bit of a stutter there, but hopefully that was just my preview. Apologies if it kind of held up briefly for y'all. So we got that up to here. And then we got some more 2 steps. So over and up. Cool. Very glad that that was not too obtrusive. Thanks for confirming, Rue. Much obliged. Excellent. Okay, now we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay, so this will go diagonal for a while. Diagonal up. Thank you for confirming as well, Sprocket. Let's go. So it'll be to where it's 4 wide. So it should be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 above us. Good. Everything is coming up, Millhouse. Over some more. Drop. 1 overlap. Wow. Clairvoyance once more, Elmo. The other day I grabbed a handful just randomly. Not randomly, but you know, about a handful, thinking, oh, it'll be about this much, and I was like 1 off. This time, boom. Straight up, exactly the amount. This is going to be way more than the amount that we need. But like, this time it was exactly the number that we needed. That was pretty cool. So now we fill in some highlighting pieces. And we highlight it. I know, right? Spooky. And that's like 2 days in a row, too. Just getting a lot better at estimating that. That feels pretty good. That, or, you know, I've been brushing up on my divination. We'll see. I really don't know that I would have scored highly. I don't think I would have gotten an OWL in divination, but maybe with someone besides Ferenz or Trelawney teaching. Who knows? Moot point anyway. By the last day, we'll be assembling it blindfolded. Exactly. Okay. This should be all of our dark silver. Yeah, so I'm working on the top right quadrant. So this is the second row of the top right quadrant. So with this one, we will be done with the top right. I'll show you here pretty shortly once we finish, actually. So this is the stuff that we've done so far today. So we've already done all of the left side right here. Not all of it, but the top left. So this is the second part of the top right. So we haven't done all of the left, but we've done all of the top left. So I'm going to finish with the inside of this before we extend to the outside. We'll get that outside done last. So we'll fill in here. Yo, Meowdy New! Good to see you, friend. Much love. I hope that you're doing well. Speaking of F2K Comnet, my buddy New Disciple is also in the Comnet, and they are an awesome person. You should definitely check them out. I know they've been streaming a lot of, Magic lately with the like new set, and there's like a competition with the team going on. Yeah. just starting out on the Legos. So we are, let's see, we've done 9, 12. This is our 15th panel. Not today. This is our 13th panel of this set. So we have been working on the Hogwarts Crest is what we've done today. Yeah, Magic is in MTG Arena. Yeah, so we've also got all of the whatchamacallit, like Gryffindor part done as well, the lion aspect. So that whole top left quadrant has been completed. But we are now working on the top right quadrant. Yeah, it's been a blast putting this together, not gonna lie. Come on. There we go. So what we're doing right now is kind of outlining the little... It looks like this is actually the outline of the crest right here. Is what that part is. So we've got... It's probably like the snake tail. I bet whenever we plug that in, that's what that'll be. So we've got more of our outline going on. And because we've already filled in that snake tail bit right there as well. So it looks like both of these do not have the stud overlap of this part. It looks like both of these are going to be straight up diagonals around here. And then after that, we get to fill it in with the gray. We'll be coming back to the silver though, so I'm not gonna straight up put these silver pieces away because outside of the the crest, there's that little background area, and the background has a lot of the almost paisley looking stuff around it, and those outline in this silver as well. So we won't be putting these away, but we will be putting them aside. So now we're going to fill in with gray. That should be plenty. Yeah, that should be way more than enough, actually. No more clairvoyance for today. This is way more than enough. Well, also, I think it's a little easier to judge whenever I'm grabbing it out rather than whenever I'm pouring it out. It's kind of a different kinesthetic judging by that versus like, pouring. It's exactly what it's like. It's a very technical term. Very technical. So now we're filling in. This is that edge of the crest, right? So the crest itself has that border. We've got the outline of it already. We're filling in that kind of like lip of it. And we're filling it in. Oh, upside down. There we go. And we've almost got the lip taken care of. So once we finish with this border, then we've got our background, which is again more of that paisley looking stuff. So I think whenever I do that, I'm going to do the white first, because the white kind of looks like that canvas. So So I think I'll start with that, and then I'll use our silver outline, and then I'll fill in with the gold swooshes. I like to end with the gold swoosh. Ending with the gold swoosh just feels really cool. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really any pointy swoosh to end with, which is unfortunate. I really like whenever I get to end with the pointy bit of the swoosh. The one from yesterday ended with the point of the swoosh, and that was pretty cool. I was a fan of that. Cool. So let's get that kind of canvas white, and start filling that in. So we've got 2 break, and then we've got 3 of them here. And then this is 1 over on either side. So any place where the canvas kind of shows past the swooshes is what that is. So then it's 1 up and over. Come on, there we go. And then how much taller? 1, 2, 3, 4 more tall. So 4 more, which means overall it'll be 5 tall. Oh, and it overlaps 1 with this black outline. That would probably have been an easier way of telling. So now we've got 4 here, 2 here. Oh, there we go. So that's 2 kind of deep. And then that fills in over to here. And then kind of goes diagonal right up against the outside of this crest. So now, funny enough, we've got our silver again. And this silver basically looks like it's outlining the white, because what it's actually doing is outlining the gold paisley bits. So because of that, it also kind of looks like it's outlining the white, because the white is that kind of like blank canvas looking thing behind it. So we're kind of outlining that. Doing the white first makes it really easy because we're, like I said, basically outlining it. Feels pretty cool. Kind of do those. Ooh, and we've also got a tiny bit in the bottom right corner as well. So we got about 3 in here. Go ahead and do that one since it's kind of like an island unto itself. And then we'll outline this white bit as well. And then we'll be done with the silver. So the silver bit does not actually outline the black of the crest, because the black of the crest is the thing that's kind of like outlining the crest itself. So that one doesn't get the same kind of, silver outline treatment, because the black itself is the outline there. Okay, so we're outlining this one. And almost done with the silver. There it goes. Boop. And finally, we end with the swooshes. That should be plenty of the gold. And now is the daily gold, Jerry, gold. I do that at least once a stream whenever we're outlining with gold. And so we're filling everything else in. Basically, so I think I'm going to end over here. That's going to be the swoosh that we end with. So this little bit, the part that we did yesterday, where the swoosh kind of came down, this is kind of like the very end of that swoosh. Gold! Har! This is the booty. I was trying to connect it with the Sea of Thieves pirate stuff that we've been doing, but no, it just ended up me saying booty and then giggling. I'm sorry. This is the bounty of the canvas part. There we go. This is the reward of the canvas. Oh, jeez. All right, so now we're doing this kind of swoosh here. I wish we got to end in the point of a swoosh, but this is about as good as we're gonna get for that part. And that's okay. Because, of course, the real fun part is at the very end when we get to connect the pieces together. That's the kind of most rewarding bit, is seeing how much we did. And we are almost done with this swoosh. Almost. Just keep swooshing. Just keep swooshing. There we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we are. So, of course, we get to finish this part. Oh. Hide the things. Make sure that that's lining up in the correct spot. Oh. Which also lines up into which also, is this the correct way? Yeah. So here is our progress after today. I'm only waiting to connect this because we're supposed to wait until we have all of these, because connecting the part that's in the corner right here would be nigh impossible otherwise. So here's where we are currently. But that does bring us to the end of my lunch break. So thank you very much for joining me here in the City of Electric Sheep. Until next time, you stay electric. Sheep City.